This is the Beyond the Dojo podcast. I'm Lauren.
I'm Jeremiah.
A few weeks ago, Jeremiah took a couple of our pretty young kids to a tournament in Delray. I did not get to go because I was puking my guts up. TMI, I know, but I really wanted to go. How'd that go?
Pretty good. The judging was fair. It was logical. Like I was telling the guys the other night. I might not have agreed with what they did or what the calls they made, but I could see the logic behind it, and that was more important to me. Like there was a logical approach to the judging, and eventually that'll be fair. You know what I mean? It's fair enough to where I told everybody last night that in class, I'm like, we're gonna do that tournament again. We're gonna bring more people down there. It's they did a good job.
Yeah.
The JK group down there that put it on, they did a really good job. It was fair. It was it's just fair. I don't know how else to say it. I don't. There's certain parts of competition I don't miss, like the peacocking beforehand, where like everybody's walking around kind of strutting their stuff. And, like, I'm not. It's like okay, right? The little kids. I really enjoyed the little kids part. Like, the two students we brought down there. They were so nervous. It was their first tournament. There was the first time ever competing. And I swear to you, one boy did his kind of like 30 times.
Yeah.
30 times. It was easily 30 times. He would do it like 4 or 5 times. And then he'd like sit down next to his mom. And then like 5 minutes later, he'd be out there doing it again. Then he'd sit down. And he's out there. I was like, bro, you just got to sit down and relax.
Jeremiah's texting me this. And like one of the last corrections I gave this kid was stop punching at face level. Hands-on does not have any face-level punches. I said to Jeremiah, as long as he's punching Chudon, he'll be fine.
Yeah. And it was cool to see, especially the two students that we brought. I didn't really think... they don't come across as competitors.
Right.
You know what I mean? That, I guess is the best way.
Yeah.
They're out there having fun, and we did all right. We got a first place and a third place, so both students placed.
Yeah.
And then comparative to, like... So they split it up by age and color belts. So color belts and age were in one ring, and then brown belts and black belts by age were in a different ring. Mm-hmm. So it was like 2 rings going at the same time. Mm-hmm. And our guys stood up. We looked like we fit right in and we could be competitive. So,
well, our friend Terry, who invited us down there, I said, look. They had a way better experience with their very first tournament than I ever did. Like, I immediately got a sour taste in my mouth with the first tournament I went to, but it was huge. And, I didn't know anything about tournament competing, but very first round, kata, side by side with the other person, immediately lost that round. That was it. That was the whole tournament. Drove all that way. First round, she ended up winning gold in our division, so I lost against number 1, but there was no double elimination. That was it. So that sucked.
That's kind of normal.
It is, but I was like, dadgum, like, didn't even like get it. My parents were like, oh, it's over? Like, yep, that was it. That's all I got to do.
Yeah.
So that stinks. So at least they had, a fighting chance.
No, it was cool. It was, the judging was good and logic in the sense of like, I understood why would they do those things. Mm-hmm. It's a tournament geared towards kids and their first time kind of thing, because they had like handlers. So they had 4 corner judges, 1 main judge, and then they had a handler. So the handler responsibility was to make sure that the kids were there. Like, hey, they're all grouped up around the ring, but when the name was called, that person was ready to go, and then on deck, or the person that's next, when the name was called, she would make sure that he knew or she knew that they were going. Mm-hmm. And it was just, it was. When you're used to like in Japan, it's all organized, and most of the kids, by the time they're 6 or 7, they're seasoned competitors. They've done so many competitions, that everybody knows what to do. And it's odd to ever have to have like any kind of organizational stuff, and the competition, you could feel like the tense, like in the tension in the air. And then in the States with the AAU and some of the other competitions I did. It's a weird combination of like peacocking and tension, and like the good old boy system is like, so like I did well in New York State, my first year competing, I got second to like the reigning first place guy. And I was like in that division, like the breakthrough kid, like the new spice. And once he moved up in age, I won that division, and I won that division, the states, regionals, whatever competition it was like that. And it's kind of like, I don't want to like sound, I'll just say it. When people know you've won in other tournaments, they kind of give you the benefit of the doubt. They kind of lean towards your favor. And I didn't like that. Like, I thought that was kind of crappy. Even as a young child, I could feel sometimes. I was just like, you know?
Like you didn't actually earn it. They just kind of gave it to you.
Yeah. It's like, I wouldn't be happy with my performance. Mm-hmm. And in my mind, like, yeah, it's like I'm pretty sure this guy could do better than me.
Yeah.
And I'd get first still.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I honestly felt like I was second, you know?
Right.
So that feeling is I'm glad that was a part of the tournament. Again,
yeah, it's
a deliberately for kids, and it's really centered towards like new competitors, younger, lower ranks. Mm-hmm. And I thought that was awesome.
Well, that's how we did our tournaments too. When we used to do in-house tournaments, we invited over a couple dojos, like the ones from Orlando, and your people came down, and it was the same thing. It was kids tournament. I think it's more fun that way, but
yeah,
adults are fine too. But
you also want to have an avenue for kids that really enjoy it. Yeah. So I do have a funny story.
Yeah.
So last weekend we went to the Japanese festival in Eustis. Congratulations, Sebastian and the Florida Budokan Dojo. They did an amazing job putting on an awesome event. There was great vendors and great demonstrations. But as we're walking down the streets with my mom goes, "Oh, I listened to your podcast." I said, "Oh yeah, Mom. What'd you think?" And I'm getting proud because I'm like, "Oh, my mom's listening to me. This is cool." And she goes, "You need to speak up and stop mumbling."
Oh.
And then she dropped the subject and didn't say anything else about the whole dang thing.
This is the first I've heard of this.
And I just thought to myself, what a typical Asian mom moment, right? Like,
how many times have I told you that?
Listen, don't be, just because, who's being more Asian right now?
Mom of Asians. How about that?
Jeez. I thought I was going to be like, oh, good job. But nope. She had to critique me and point out the shortcomings of her son.
That's terrible. That's all she said to you.
That's all she said. Oh, I listened to your podcast. and yeah, you need to speak up and stop mumbling. Your voice is so low, it sounds like you mumble a lot.
I wonder which episode she listened to. I thought we were doing pretty good with the audio.
The last one.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll work on the audio, okay? I thought that we had it. Hopefully, it's picking them up today. Well, sorry. Well, speaking of mothers, this is a post that was from a group. I'm not going to say what group or who it was, but this was from a number of months ago, and I had some thoughts on it, so I took screenshots of this very long post, and Jeremiah and I are going to kind of talk about it. So this person said, "Hi, everyone. I really appreciate your perspective as fellow people in martial arts. I'm the mother of 2 now grown kids who were very competitive martial artists through their teenage years. I'm a sensei in judo. 10 years ago, something happened between them that has lived on in our family, quite literally. My daughter, then 16, had just transitioned from years of competitive gymnastics to judo. Her progress was astonishingly fast, and she began winning tournaments in no time. My son, then 20, had been a black belt for a couple of years already, very dedicated and competitive. We build a home dojo in a converted garden and annex we used to train there, complete with a small trophy room. One summer afternoon, in a moment of pure provocation and immaturity, as he later admitted, he told his sister, 'Women beating men in a fight only happens in the movies. Go back to dance class.' She didn't respond with anger, just a promise that she would have changed his mind. Yes, she trained harder than ever for months. Then one day she asked for a sparring match. My daughter used her agility and endurance to wear him down as he kept attacking her. Then she submitted him with a sankakujime. When he tapped out, she stood up, pulled his black belt off, placed a foot on his chest, raising the belt in the air, and asked her cousin, my sister's daughter, to frame the moment with a picture. Then she locked the belt and the photo in her trophy cabinet in the trophy room. And here's where it gets more layered. She gave her brother a choice. Take the belt and photo back immediately, but she'd post the full story and image online, or leave it in the case and it would stay a family-only story. Quiet, private, permanent, but he would have He would have to revive it any day. I don't know. He chose the second option, and of course she knew well he would have chosen that one for his ego. Checkmate move. That belt, by the way, had his name embroidered in gold. It was a gift from me when he passed his black belt exam. He tried to tell me that I had to tell his sister to give it the belt and the picture back. I thought a lot about it, but it seemed to me that by stepping in on his behalf, I would have invalidated my daughter's achievement and sent my son the message that a man could continue to be arrogant and overbearing without ever facing consequences for his actions. As a mother and as a sensei, I couldn't allow that. He needed to learn the lesson. I gave him a plain, anonymous replacement belt. I told him, you're still a black belt. That hasn't changed. But this stays in the case. Now, here's my dilemma. 10 years are gone since that day. The belt and the picture are still exposed in the trophy cabinet. My daughter says that belt is still her favorite trophy. He sees it too every time he visits. He says he accepts the outcome even if it still stings, but I sometimes wonder, should I step in and give it back to him? Or would that undo something important about what she earned and what he learned? Part of me believes that letting it stand was the right thing to do, that it taught both of them a powerful lesson. But after years, I'm beginning to question myself. A dear friend of mine, she is a psychologist, she says that the lesson could be too hard. What would you do? Have any of you faced anything remotely similar with your own children or students? Any thoughts would mean a lot. Thank you. All right, first thoughts.
Go ahead.
I'm willing to see both sides, but I thought it was ridiculous. I thought the whole thing was totally ridiculous. I think I understand that he's an egotistical brat, and definitely was. Also, everyone, if it had been the other way around, I think it still would have been too much. The showboating, the picture, the trophy case, it's too much. It's all just, these are kids. I don't care if they're 16. Doesn't matter who if it was her or him. And it was, I thought it was too much.
Yeah, so they made the comment that he was an egotistical kid,
Mm-hmm.
blah, blah, blah. But then the moment the wheels turned and she won, she did the same exact thing her brother did.
Yes, that's exactly what I thought.
And then the mom reinforced that action by allowing it to be in the showcase for 10 years. I mean, first of all, who has a trophy case?
In their home.
I'm sorry.
I used to have my trophies that were sitting on like a thing that I put my
I had
blankets in, but yeah. I just had them all sitting there.
I had mine in my arm wall, but it was closed up.
Okay.
When you opened it, you could see it, but you had to know it was there to open it.
Right. This is the family trophy case.
Mm-hmm. So I would venture to say that all of them are pretty egotistical.
I mean, if it was our family, would we want to display our own family's trophies? Maybe. We didn't in my family, but
I don't know, man.
Okay, so I'll say this.
I don't know.
On that Saturday of the tournament, when you texted me that the boys had won, I was so proud. I was like, this is why senseis display their students. This could be why senseis display their students' trophies. I was so proud of them.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's worth showing the whole world. Like now that a couple of weeks have passed, I'm like, all right, I'm not going to put their medals on display. But at the time, I was really proud of them. So I don't know. I mean, if it's your own kids, maybe, I don't know. Let's start with the trophy case issue.
That whole story just rubs me wrong. I don't know. My mom and dad were never they were proud of me.
Mm-hmm.
Years later, I found out that my dad bragged about me a lot. When he was at work, he bragged about me, right?
Right.
The wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, side story. I'm at a gas station in Gainesville.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting gas, and this random dude pulls up in a truck behind me. And he goes, "You're Donnie Hart's son, aren't you?" I said, Yeah. So how do you know each other? He goes, I work with him. He goes, "So are you as badass as he said you are?" And I nearly got in a fight with a guy because he came at me that way. And I was like, I don't know. I mean, I wanted to be like, yeah, I am. We'll find out,
Yeah.
But I don't.
That's the kind of stuff that my brother used to do, and I didn't know it. He was like, I was in a tournament one time, and I wasn't supposed to be sparring, and I just was like, okay, there's a girl that wants to spar, sure, I'll fill in. I ran into her on the side of her front stance, and it supposedly dislocated her knee, supposedly. So my brother used to tell everybody that I broke some chick's leg in a tournament, which sounds pretty badass.
Yeah. So what I meant to bring that up when I said I brought that up, it was because of this. my parents allowed me to enjoy my achievements the way I wanted to enjoy them.
Right.
They never made a big deal out of it. They were happy. They're proud of me. They told me how proud they were. They were always encouraging. But when it came to like the medals, they literally was like, "What are you gonna do with it?" I was like, "I don't know."
Right.
And it's like and my mom. So my mom has like all my karate stuff. Like she has the attendance certificates, and she had my Shodan certificate forever. I mean, I got Shodan when I was 12. I didn't get that certificate back until I was like 36, 37. Never displayed, was in the same tube that I got when I got the certificate. Never displayed it, but kept it.
Right.
Like it had its place in her office. So for any of that, for the family to like look at our achievements, this is us. It's just too much for me. And I blame the whole like family. In my mind, I'm like immediately going, "Oh, that's mom and dad's problem." Like they're probably pretty egotistical. And then that kind of rubbed off on both their children. And now the children did what they did, and it's thrown back in the parents' face like, "This is what you created."
Right.
And it's like, So I hope eventually they can go reconcile and go, maybe it's just a family cultural problem that we might want to investigate, and not like, "Oh, I don't want to send the wrong message to my son. He was 20 when it happened. I'm sure he'll get over it."
I think he was younger than that. Was he? How old were they?
She said that she started when she was 16.
Oh yeah, 20. Yeah,
he was 20.
Right. Yeah. That's well.
So to me, it's like, should he have not said what he said?
No, we shouldn't have said it. But also, does that dictate like completely humiliating someone? I mean, she wasn't humiliated. He was just a jerk.
I mean, I've said things like to my sister, like kind of not like you're not gonna, but like straight up.
And
told her,
I would definitely say something like that to my brother.
It'd be a cold day in heck for you to beat me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And I wasn't like all men are better than women. I didn't say that. I just said it'll be a cold day that you beat me.
Right. No, I get that. And I don't think it has to do with male or female, because I would have probably said the same thing to my brother. But
so it's just kind of weird how they allowed it to like
escalate to
that point.
I mean, and then you have a family that trains martial arts together, and like
you missed the whole.
You kind of facilitated this almost. I mean, like by doing nothing, you kind of enabled it to get to that point.
They missed like the majority of like what martial arts offers the practitioners, the maturity, the character,
the humility,
the virtue, the humility,
exactly,
all of it. It's all gone. It's like, so I got a question the family culture,
right,
and why that got so far, and then asking for help. You created the problem, fix it.
Right, and I mean, they're judoka, so I mean, I don't know if it's necessarily any different for judo players, but I mean, it was always my understanding that the more for lack of a better word, the traditional way of Japanese martial artists was very much like kind of turning the other cheek sort of thing. Like, yes, she did obviously beat him. That's fine. That to me is plenty. To then take it beyond that point. Right. I'm not saying like the actual sparring match was the issue. I'm saying like turning this into a decade-long thing where you've now like put his belt on display parade. And like still with your foot on, why he laid there with your foot on his
why would he allow that?
To take a picture. Yeah, the whole thing is just really weird.
I didn't like that at all.
To be honest with you, the way that it reads, it's almost like someone was writing a fake story. Like it just was. It was so well written that it just didn't really come across like just a regular Facebook post. Like it came across like someone's writing a short story and they want other people to chime in so they can add to their short story. This is an actual thing, by the way. I've gotten message from people before like, I'm writing a martial arts story about a girl that does this, and can you like show me some moves or something? Like whatever. Freaking, I don't even know what they wanted, but people do that and they try to get martial artists input. Anyway, that's just an aside. I'm assuming this is a real story, but it was just weird.
I guess.
the escalation to that point is just weird. Like, if I think about this in the dojo.
Like, honestly, I think we spent too much time just thinking about it. Like, it's
had
not how we practice. It's not our aim.
No.
So it's like, it's so foreign to us. It's like, why would you?
Okay, so if you're listening, watching, leave comments on your thoughts, but also, do you see this kind of behavior from people? Like, not the whole, like, not the retaliation, because retaliation is kind of, it's a checks and balances thing. I get that. But this whole, like, putting it on display and it being a lesson, you know, and not being egotistical. I think the lesson was he got his butt whooped by his sister. To me, that's plenty of a lesson.
Yeah, because he has to keep
take his belt that was embroidered with his name by his mother as a gift. I mean, and then putting it, that's it just makes me ill.
Audio sensei.
It just makes me ill. The whole thing is just it's just very strange.
Too extreme. You know, it's funny because we just talked about the tournament, and the part I didn't like was the peacocking and showboating. Yeah. And it's like, that doesn't even rub off as like showboating. That like literally is just demeaning and cruel.
Yeah.
It's just cruel. You're being cruel. But you know what? If you didn't want that to happen, he should have beat her up. Should have won the match.
What, the brother?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It is actually strange to me if she didn't have as much experience and she's 16 and he's 20.
Yeah.
Unless he's a little gangly twig man. The reality is that especially at that age,
biologically,
there is almost no way if you're toe to toe, unless she just is really technically that much better than him. I don't know enough about judo to know.
Yeah, fair enough. Because women do tend to be more technical in the martial arts, and so I get that, and I'm not trying to take away from any woman.
No. But if I were, I mean, granted, we're both adults, which she was almost an adult, but if I was at the same level as someone who is male, who is my age or older, and they were actually athletic, I don't really stand a chance. I mean, there's some technical stuff that I could probably eke in there, but one of the ideas of training a martial art is you become technically advanced. So even if physically you are weaker, you have better timing, distance, technique, whatever, to be able to have an edge on someone. But if they have training, that makes it a lot harder for you to have the advantage. So if you have someone who is bigger and faster and stronger and more athletic, and they have technique, you might be screwed. So it just, that whole dynamic doesn't even make sense to me.
That story makes me think of that one girl we know that was like trying to take people like single leg takedowns on the guys at one of the seminars we went to. Like, we're all standing around talking, and that was just like weird. Like, we both looked at each other, it's like, what's going on? That's weird.
And then she's like wrestling people.
Yeah. This is like, that's what this story makes me feel like.
It makes me think it's not real.
Yeah.
I have a hard time.
Well, you say that, right? But that incident at the seminar is 100% real. It happened in front of us in life, like live.
Yeah.
So there's
just too many details that are like too perfect. Like she just stood there on his chest, holding his belt, and got her cousin to take a picture, and then took his belt without him fighting at all, fighting back.
Fair enough.
It doesn't seem real to me.
What I'm trying to hit on is the whole idea, like, you know, when women have to go through hard training and they go through the wrong dojo where they're pushed down and it's constantly male egotistical, like, just, you're weaker, we're going to dominate you, blah, blah, blah. And then they get that mindset that every male's that way and everybody's a fight, and they're always looking to like prove themselves to any male. Like, I am just as good as you. I get it in that sense, like why she would have done that. But it
doesn't sound like that.
It doesn't sound like that. It doesn't sound like that either. So I don't know, man.
And to have that, I can't get past this. To have that level of enmity toward your brother. Yeah. Maybe there were other things too that contributed, but like,
maybe.
Bro, like,
but the more you talk about it, the more it does sound like
it ain't real.
It ain't real. Like, just too many things.
I think she was lying. She was a bot. Right? It was a bot commenting in a Facebook group.
That's weird.
That is weird. That's reality, though. That's the world we live in.
Yeah.
Anyway, well, that was a short discussion because it was a very weird topic.
This is a really odd, like...
The whole thing was very odd. Yeah. When I read it, I was just like, what? I immediately sent it to Jeremiah like, what? They did what?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
So what are you working on?
How can I explain this?
You may go first.
I am working on 2 different things.
Okay.
The thing I'm working on that's more tangible is I've created a combo, and I am whittling it down to be as efficient and effective as possible. Mm-hmm. And that's what I'm working on in that aspect. I'm also working on this idea of how can I say it? It's not secrets. It's not like the secret to the universe. It is literally, yes, it is. I'll describe it as subconscious consciousness of a technique.
Okay.
So you're in your mind, as you say, jab, and you just jab.
Right.
You just do it.
Right.
There's no like thought of how to do it. No thought of like when or how fast or how hard. You just do the all-encompassing technique without micromanaging every aspect of it. The technique that you do, though, is pretty high quality.
Technically correct,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, technically proficient.
Yeah.
So that it's hard to even like. It's almost like you're on remote control. Like you change channel, boom, right? It's the same idea. It's like, oh, I'm going to do jab, reverse punch. And by the time you say, I'm going to do jab, reverse punch, when you say punch, you're done with the punch. Mm-hmm. And I don't know how else to explain it. It's got me down like this rabbit trail of like psychology and how to, and the book, The Way of Excellence.
We'll probably do a podcast on it because it's very good.
Yeah, it's really good. It applies to a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah.
And they in the second chapter, they talk about the 4 steps of comprehension.
Yep. Of mastery, I think.
Of mastery, right? And the first one's like, you don't know what you don't know.
Right. You do know.
Then you do know what you don't know.
Conscious competence and conscious competence.
Competence, and then there's like, what's the 4th?
I don't remember.
Something other. It's a whole nother level, and I feel like we're like hinging between the 3rd, like midway through 3rd, and just exploring the idea of the 4th.
Okay.
Level. Does that make sense? Because like 3rd is like. You have a real good grasp of what you're doing. It's pretty ingrained in your how you are and who you are. And then 4th is like, it is what you are. Mm. You're just that. And it's funny because Steve uses the word bam. He's like, it's just bam, it's there. Mm-hmm. And the guy in the book used the exact words.
There was a lot of words that were very similar.
He was like, yeah, it's just bam, and it's there. And you're like,
okay. You've been talking to Steve?
Yeah. So it's weird. I feel awkward talking about it because like it's a little woo woo.
Not really. Kinda. I mean, space and science. So.
It is, but it's not like, man, for years you've been listening to us talk about like fundamental mechanics, fundamental ideas of timing and distance, like very basic ideas, and we've just been drilling them for how many years, and to come to a point where it's like, oh, we need to try to do this, and be like, it's almost like I'm afraid to jump in the deep water.
Sure.
But so it's so foreign to what we've been doing that it's exciting. It's
very different.
But at the same time, it's like, I don't know if I understand what he's asking me to do yet. Because like even when I sent him the video the other week. He's like, you're faster, but it's not what he's asking.
Right.
And yeah, you're faster, but it's not. Mm-hmm. And he didn't say that.
Right.
But I know, when you're around a teacher for long enough, you pick up like on the way they answer things, what they're thinking. Mm-hmm. It's like, he's not saying you're wrong, but it's not what he's asking.
All right. Yeah.
It's not right. So, what you working on?
Well, I didn't want to interrupt you because it was a similar vein. So we sat on, obviously we're sitting on the same conversation last week. And, I had sent a video doing reverse punch. And I think he has said this many times, but it was the way that he described that thing that we're working on of moving quickly with technical effectiveness. He said it should be like a reflex. And for some reason, that day, that word is what landed, because I have very good reflexes. Like, it's always been a weird thing. Like, something starts to drop and I just grab it really fast without necessarily looking at it. And it's not like I'm some kind of ninja thing. It's just, that's just the way that I'm wired. So when he said that, I was like, oh, a reflex. Got it. It's not conscious thought. And that's part of the problem. Is like, I have a lot of conscious thought. And so I'm trying to think through this in a way that ingrains it without it being overly conscious. Like, yes, I'm reverse punching, but it's just here. It's not the path on the way there. It's just, I'm reflexively placing the punch, not placing, but the punch is exploding to
what we're
here.
trying to avoid,
right, not placing, but the punch is following that same mechanical train. Everything is correct, but it starts here and then it's just where it's supposed to be. I
was gonna say,
without necessarily thinking through it. So yeah, same idea, but that idea. So like a reflex, if you're not familiar, is where there's a stimulus, and rather than the stimulus traveling all the way through the through the spinal cord to the brain, from wherever it starts, like eyes, ears, whatever, from the senses to the brain to down the spinal cord to where you're supposed to be moving. Instead of that, there is a cutoff of that loop where the stimulus goes directly to the gray matter of the spine, and instantly you respond. So you don't consciously think about grabbing the thing; you just do that thing. Yeah. I don't know how to train that.
Yeah. I think that's the thing, right? Like, Steve's described it to me like it's like when you're sparring, a person who does really good kumite, that their punches look different. It's not perfect, picture perfect, but it's like, it's effective, right? There's an intent to it. There's this meaning to hit something. Yeah. And I don't know. We'll see. We shall see.
We're probably just,
because it's
calling the right thing. Anyway, who knows? We might have one idea of what it is, and it's completely the opposite of what we're thinking. But
we're going to be out there soon, so
work on it there.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, this has been fun. We've had a lot of topics today.
Yeah, kind of a hodgepodge.
It's fine. This is the middle of my work day, so I'm surprised that I can even talk right now. But we made it through. So
trust me, she never has a problem talking.
Yes, I do.
She actually claims as if she loses her voice.
Yeah, but after I've been working with people for hours and hours, I'm just like, I don't talk to people.
She don't lose her voice. It doesn't happen. Does not happen.
Whatever.
Trust me.
Okay, well, this has been fun. See you next time.
It's been great.
Whatever. Bye.